6:45 and just the last shot here of the moon this morning as the sun is now rising. Beautiful morning out there, waking up to temperatures in the lower 70s and upper 60s.
All right, 6:45 is the time, and this morning in our Sheriff 911 segment, we continue our conversation with Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw after some controversial videos have recently been released involving your deputies.
So let's take a look at another piece of video that we have that's been in the news recently. This video here shows a deputy shooting an unarmed man. That man is now paralyzed. So what are your thoughts on this?
Okay, first of all, at the end of the scenario, we know he's unarmed. What we don't know that to start with. First of all, we talked about dash cams and how inherently they don't show everything. This is another example of that. When the deputy pulled up, right, he got out of the car, so he's at a 90-degree angle from where that camera is. He is seeing something totally different than what's on that dash cam. He sees the individual making a move towards him with an object in his hand. He's telling them to get on the ground, please get on the ground, you know, don't do this. So at some point in time, he believes this individual has a firearm or a weapon that he's turning towards him. So he protects himself. Now, a few weeks earlier, same deputy, same area, arrested a guy that had a gun on him under similar circumstances. So it's very unfair to rush into a judgment just based on a very few seconds at the end of the scenario. All right? Even the courts have ruled you cannot rely strictly on video. But the other ruling the federal courts have made is you need to judge the incident that's based on what the officer reasonably believe is presented to him at the time.
So now that we're moving forward, after seeing both of these pieces of video that frankly are quite shocking when you see them, just the video.
Oh, absolutely.
Are there any changes that are being made at the sheriff's office? Is there anything you're instituting that anything is happening differently?
Well, there's no way we can change an incident that's going to happen instantaneously like that when the deputies are going to be fear their life. A lot of the changes that we have done, not just because of this, but way before this, is how we tactically can approach people or situations to try to get a buffer zone between us and the suspects to give us a little more time. See, when things happen so fast, in less than 2 or 3 seconds, you know, you got to make quick judgments. If you can give yourself some more lead time, if you can tactically do things better, which is called tactical pauses, if that gives you time, then you have more time to operate. The bottom line is, you know, we don't want to ever have to shoot anybody under any circumstances. But just like the officer that just died in New York, he waited too long. It was a similar circumstance. This individual just fooling around in his waistband, turning towards the officer. He waits, even though he saw an object. He waited too long, the guy pulled the gun out, and now he's dead. So you have to make these split-second decisions based on what is given to you at the time.
It's always easy to armchair quarterback, isn't
Absolutely.
it? All right.
You put yourself right there.
Sheriff Rick Bradshaw, thank you so much for joining us and being so candid with us this morning. All right, 6:48.